Replayers, thank you so very much for taking out the time to watch the replay. And if you can do me a favor, put hashtag replay in the comments. Let us know your name and also where you are watching from so we can give you a proper hello. And I can almost bet my right arm that you know somebody who can use this information. Okay, so please do me a favor, share the broadcast. Why? Because sharing is caring. Hello, you guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Tuesday. We are so blessed to be here on tonight. That a night that wasn't promised to us. So much is happening in our world. It seems like every day I'm hearing something that's going on. Someone is dying, someone is sick. If you are blessed to see this day, we should certainly be grateful. My name is Kimbra. I am your passive income diva. I assist new and inspiring business owners, not only building additional income streams centered around their niche, but I am also a biz builder. So if you are wanting to start a business and just don't know what to do, where to go, or where to look, okay, I am here to help you. I am your girl. If you have ideas that's floating around in your head that you need another brainwave, right, to help you think of something, I am certainly here to assist you. And that is why we created Quarantine and Me, specifically for you. So many people are losing their jobs, because of this pandemic. They cut off unemployment, okay? And a lot of people are being evicted, or I don't think the eviction ban is out yet, but so many people are at risk of being evicted. And so now is the time to get up off of your seat and make it happen. Put one foot in front of the other and let's do the damn thing, okay? Because it can be done. I don't care what it looks like. Okay, it can be done. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because tonight we are talking about imposter syndrome, which is basically that we've all dealt with in our business. But before we go there, again, thank you so much for joining. If you are watching us live, if you can please put your name and where you are watching from in the comments so we can give you a proper hello. And do me a favor, share the broadcast, because again, I know that you know somebody who know they need to get their business started, all right? And so we want you to share because sharing is caring. We are here Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern at Generate Passive Income with Kimbra. As usual, we're going to post those links in our comments so you guys can go ahead and just click on those to our business page, like our business page. And also there, we have a library of videos for you. So any question that you need answered, I can almost guarantee that we've already answered it for you. Okay. So go on over there and we will definitely be happy to have you. We're pretty busy over there. That is our main page that we are broadcasting from. Okay. So you will get the notifications every night that when we go on live. All right. Don't forget, we also have a YouTube channel that we are still rebranding, but we go live there every single night. So if you're not a fan of Facebook, head on over to YouTube. Network Savvy is our YouTube channel for right now. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that when we do go live, you will be notified. And if you have a question, we are here with the answers, okay? And if we don't have the answers, we will find somebody who can give you the answers. You want to go to bit.ly/quarantine and me. Again, that's bit.ly/quarantine and me. Once you go ahead and click on that link, that'll take you to a set of questions that we have because we want to get to know you. We want to get to know what it is that you need from us that we can help you with, all right? And so once we get those questions, we will do our research on the back end and then bring you on the show live for a candid conversation. Now, if you don't want to go live, that is totally fine with us. We can certainly, just set up maybe a 20-minute conversation and answer your questions. So again, thank you guys so much for joining. Again, we don't know how long we're going to do this, but we're going to do it as long as necessary because, people can use the information. So again, meet us here Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. All right. And so today, as we've always been saying, we're here to help, right? So tonight, what we want to help you with is we want to talk about fear. Okay, we want to get a little mindset going on tonight, and we want to deal with the mind tonight. We deal with so much business on a nightly basis. The how-tos and, do this if you don't do this. And, all this week and last week, we were talking about sales funnels, okay, and putting your business on automation. But it is important to kind of take a step back, especially each and every day, to deal with the imposter syndrome, the fear that we deal with on a daily basis. And so about that, not many coaches really talk a lot about imposter syndrome. So tonight we're going to kind of dig a little bit deep, and hopefully we can get done with that tonight. If not, we will continue it on tomorrow. Again, you guys, if you have any questions concerning your business, no matter what the question is, if you don't want to fill out the form, you go ahead and put your question in the comments, and then, we'll stop what we're doing to get your questions answered. And so imposter syndrome, okay? Now let me spell it for you, because I know when I was, doing my little research or whatever, it was spelled a little different as IMPOSTOR syndrome, impostor syndrome, okay? And basically what that is, it is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. That really just said a lot. That little sentence said a whole lot, because a lot of times when we're starting off new, and we want to coach, we want to sell, we want to do this, we want to be an expert in our field. What we hear a lot is fake it till we make it, right? And a lot of times it doesn't feel authentic to fake it till we make it, because we really don't know what it is that we should know that we want people to pay us for. And I hope that didn't go over your head, all right? Let me say it again. We don't know what it is that we should know that we will want people to pay us for, okay? So if you have somebody that's coming to you to learn how to do drop shipping, right? And let's just say, you have a drop shipping store, all right? So you did go through the process, but you didn't go through the process enough to document it and teach it to someone else. But let's just say maybe you have a course you created, or you could have bought a private label course from someone else. So now, instead of really knowing yourself, you have to research it in order to sell your course, right? And so to the person that is not a fraud, and to the person that's not a liar or a criminal, right? It seems like that we're lying to someone, making them think that we know more than we do. Okay, and that's what imposter syndrome is, all right? But the difference of imposter syndrome and actually faking it till you make it as a business owner is you learn as you go. Now, on the flip side, when we go to college, and we're in psychology or something like that, you have to put in so many hours, let's say 10,000 hours, right? Whether it be in some type of internship or something like that, you have to put in so many hours before they will certify you, okay, to be a psychologist. You have to put in so many hours practicing surgery, right? Before they certify you as a surgeon. So when we go into business, that tends to be how we think. Because we don't have a degree or a certification, or we don't have so many hours in our field, we tend to think we are not qualified, okay? But I can show you example after example after example of someone who started from scratch and did on the job training and now is a multi six figure earner, right? Over something that they never went to school for, right? They never have a formal certification for. All right, they just did the job. Okay. For me, I can give you an example of my profession before I started as a business owner, right? I was a corporate training specialist. Okay. And so and you know what? And I started entry level. I started as a customer service rep, just taking calls over the phone, taking insurance claims over the phone from people. But I began to sit with and connect with trainers. I befriended them. So I was able to watch some of what they're doing. And without being experienced, I ended up getting hired to be a trainer, right? So when you have these students coming in, they're looking to me to train them on something that I haven't really been trained on that much, right? They're looking to know 100% that I'm the one to give it to them, okay? But I wasn't formally trained like that either. I was doing on the job training, okay? So as a business owner in the today and age, there's nothing wrong with being an on the job being on the job training, okay? Whether you are a coach, it doesn't matter what your business is, right? There's nothing wrong with going as you go, right? Okay, because I know the only way in order to get experience is to do it. Okay, I don't know about you, but I am a visual learner. Okay, and so whenever I learn something, I actually have to be involved in it. I actually have to be doing it with my own hands. I have to be thinking about it with my own brain in order for me to actually get it. Okay. And so when I decided that I wanted to become a business coach and a biz builder, when I started doing it, I didn't have much training. All I knew is what I did to build a business, right? And so when people would ask me questions and I didn't know those questions, I went to Google, I went to Yahoo, I went to Bing, I went to maybe another coach to get my answers. So now, because I did the research on that particular question, I no longer have to do any research, okay, for that particular question. Why? Because I've overcome that particular hurdle. All right. And so we're talking about imposter syndrome, which is a part of the insecurity in your mind that tell you because you're not knowledgeable enough in your field, you can't tell anybody anything, or you can't charge what it is that you charge for your services. Okay. Somebody down the street might charge $200 for a strategy or whatever. Because you're new at this thing, you may charge $50. Okay. But again, that makes them no better than you, right? The only difference is they're not letting fear stop them from doing the work. Okay, they're not letting imposter syndrome stop them from, excelling in what it is they need to excel in. Okay, and it seems like fear paralyzes people and as business owners. As soon as our mind begins to speak to us and tell us that we can't do something, it stops us from researching, it stops us from studying, and it stops us in our track, where it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're not going to be anything. So therefore you do the things that make you not to be anything, right? And it immobilizes you, it paralyzes you, so you can't go any further. Okay. And so that is pretty much a couple of examples of how imposter syndrome works. So now what should you do as a business owner? What should you do as a person dealing with something like imposter syndrome? Because let me tell you, just as long as you are a human being, right, you are going to deal with imposter syndrome. You are going to feel discouraged every now and then. Your mind is going to talk to you and tell you you are not fit to do what you want to do, right? That is why so many of us quit. Before we're ahead, right? You know that saying, quit while you're ahead. Imposter syndrome allow us to quit before we are ahead. That's one of the reasons why we tell people so much, keep going, keep going. I don't care what happens. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Because you know what? That tells that thing that's in your brain called imposter syndrome, and that tells the universe that you have the zeal and the perseverance to get what it is you're seeking for, right? You're telling them that I'm not going to stop doing what I need to do to get to where I need to be, because I see the rainbow, right? I see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And so it's going to take me a little while longer just to get to that pot of gold, right? And so, just like someone can tell themselves that outside of business, being inside of business, you also have to tell yourself that. That incorporates the same kind of thinking as if you weren't a business owner. If there were specific goals that you want to achieve in your life, right? You have to not only work for the goal, but you have to speak to yourself. You have to encourage yourself that you can do it, right? We have people like coaches suggest vision boards, right? Vision board is one of those things where, you make a board and then you hang it up and you look at it every day, right? It's called manifested, right? So when that imposter syndrome comes in your ear, you can look at the vision board and say, this is my vision. Okay, so this is what I'm believing in. I'm believing that I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing right now because I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to get that house. I'm trying to get that car. I'm trying to have that type of money in my bank account, right? I'm trying to live the laptop lifestyle. I'm trying to let go of my 9-to-5 job so I won't have to build someone else's business, build someone else's destiny. I'm trying to build my own, right? And I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it, right? Because I'm not better than nobody else, and nobody else is better than me. God give us all a measure of faith, right? And so it's up to us to exercise what is going on. It's up to us to exercise our brain into being positive so that we can reach the goal it is we intend to reach. And so I thought today, talking about fear would be very appropriate, okay? Because again, we're going through a lot with the pandemic. We're going through a lot. People are dying left and right. We don't know what's going to happen. When this thing first came, we thought it was just going to be a couple of weeks that we were going to be down and we were going to be back to, back in business as usual. But now it's going to be a year soon, right? That we are going to be down and people are still out of jobs and just no hope. People are committing suicide because they don't see any hope, right? It's getting to them. Okay. So again, even if you aren't in business, mindset work has to be done because you got to tell yourself you can make it through this pandemic. Be it financial, be it psychological, be it emotional, you can make it through this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And that imposter, which, we call the devil, but, we're not going to get too deep on you tonight. That imposter syndrome, it's there to speak to you. It does its job, right? But you have to do your job to overcome it and be consistent and continue to do what it is you set out to do. And I guarantee you, it will be done. Just like anything evil can be done that people set out to do, anything good and positive and worthwhile that you set out to do can be done as well. Okay. And again, we're talking about imposter syndrome. And a lot of people, they don't really, they really can't identify it. It's just okay, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of reaching out to people. I'm tired of people telling me, no, I'm not making any sales. This is not happening. It seems like everything is just going totally wrong in my life. I'm just going to take a step back and I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay. And that's what the forces want you to do. That is a conclusion they want you to come to. They want you to stop. They want you to quit. Right. But we cannot let the forces win, right? Because we're in business to make money. We're in business to reach people. And if we don't be consistent in trying to reach people, and we don't be consistent in trying to build our business and do what it is we need to do to get where we need to get, then we will feel defeated, okay? And that's not a good feeling. All right. I have a coach now, and she tells her story so much. And her story she told recently was when she first got into sales and different things like that. She's into network marketing. And she said her first literally 90 days, she called people every day and she did not get one sale. Not one sale did she get. But she was determined. She made up in her mind that this is what she was going to do. She was near homeless, okay? And she knew that that's what she wanted to do in order to make her living. And today she is a 7-figure earner, okay? And I can't even fathom being in something for 90 days and nobody buy from me, right? I can't even fathom that, but people have done it, okay? So please don't think that making money is easy. Please don't think that you're going to be some overnight success. Please don't think that you're going to make 6 figures in 6 months. It's doable, yes, but do a lot of people do it? No. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on the job too. Depends on what, type of business you have. Okay. And, of course, your pricing as well. So, she's now a 7-figure earner, and it's very encouraging to me because I've had jobs where people just said no, they weren't interested. And that discouraged me. Like, okay, maybe I don't have a good product or whatever. But I remember a few years ago, and I don't know how many people remember this because I'm quite old, that they had a donkey on a stick, okay? A guy created a donkey on a stick where people just kind of get it and ride it like a millionaire. Now, when you look at it, you would think, ain't nobody gonna buy that. Who gonna buy that? That looked like a piece of junk. But this person became a millionaire by this little corny idea, okay? So please, you guys, be encouraged that no matter how corny you think your idea is, somebody will buy it, okay? Somebody will buy it. If a hooker on the street that smells can sell what she got, you can sell what you got, okay? All right? You can sell your product and you can do what it is you need to do to get ahead. And with that being said, we are certainly going to end it tonight. And I hope I was able to get you guys to understand what imposter syndrome is and how we can definitely overcome it. Okay? Because now is no better time than now. Although we see negative in front of our eyes, you got to know that there's something positive in the air. There's something positive in the atmosphere, and you just really have to get into the wave, right? And be positive with it and see what happens. I've made more this year than I probably made in my life, like really. And even money just coming my way that even not even business related. I had a deposit yesterday. I still don't know where I got it from. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I meant to call my bank today to see where it came from because they didn't give me enough and it was just a deposit. And I'm like, from who? So that's a good thing though. I just want to know where it came from, So be blessed, you guys. Think positive. Know that you are blessed no matter what the circumstance is. Know that you can come out of it, whatever it may be. Okay. Again, my name is Kimbra. I'm here to help you. This is Quarantine and Me. We are here Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Generate Passive Income with Kimbra. You'll see the link to our business page in the comments. Go ahead and click on the link and like our page. Okay. Like our page. We have a slew of videos over there. So, like I said earlier, no matter what your question is, I'm sure we've answered it already in a whole entire video. Okay. But again, we don't mind answering it again. So if you feel the need to, have questions that want to be answered, you go ahead, bit.ly/quarantine and me, which is also in the notes. We'd be happy to answer your question for you. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. We will be back yet again tomorrow night, same time, same place. Again, this is Quarantine and Me. Thank you. Peace.